Welcome to our channel. In our last video, we showed you why clicking more than once when you genuinely believe a hazard is developing is not only allowed, but actually recommended in the hazard perception test. At the same time, it's important to remember this key rule. Clicking randomly or repeatedly without carefully observing the clip can invalidate your attempt, resulting in a score of 0 for that clip. So always avoid pattern clicking. In today's video, we're going to revisit the same clip we showed you last time. This time, however, we'll break it down step by step to explain why we still achieved full marks, even though our initial clicks did not land inside the scoring window, and some of the later clicks fell into a lower scoring window. You'll see clearly how using the correct clicking technique and understanding how the scoring system works allows you to secure maximum marks, even if your timing isn't perfect on the first click. This video will show you exactly how clicking more than once, when done correctly and deliberately, can work in your favor. Let's jump into our clip. So the clip begins, and I can see a car to my left and another car directly ahead of me in the same lane. There's also a motorcyclist further ahead. At this stage, I don't identify any hazard. There's nothing yet that would force me to change my speed or direction. I continue scanning the road ahead and notice a sign indicating that the lane on my left is due to close shortly. At this moment, I click twice to acknowledge a potential developing situation. Almost immediately after that, I notice the motorcyclist switch on their right indicator, suggesting they are about to move into my lane. That means the car in front of me will likely slow down to let the motorcyclist merge. As soon as I recognize this, I click again to register the developing hazard. Moments later, the car ahead does slow down, and the motorcyclist moves into my lane. Because I wasn't entirely certain whether this was the peak of the hazard, I click twice more, just to be on the safe side. After that, the clip continues, and I don't observe any further developing hazards. Now let's review the clip and break it down. At the very beginning, everything is calm. There's no need to click at this stage. All vehicles are staying in their own lanes and maintaining safe distances, so there's no developing hazard early on. Next, we move to the point where we anticipate a potential hazard. You'll notice that my first two clicks were slightly early. At that moment, there still wasn't a developing hazard, as the motorcyclist had not yet shown any clear intention to move across. The situation changes when the motorcyclist suddenly switches on their indicator. This is the key moment where the hazard begins to develop, because it now becomes clear that the rider is about to move into my lane. Clicking at this point places my response inside the highest scoring window, earning 5 points. I do click again when the car in front of me slows down to give way to the motorcyclist. However, these later clicks fall into lower scoring windows. That said, it's important to understand that the DVSA system only counts your highest scoring click for each hazard. Because of that earlier well-timed click, I still receive full marks. So as you can see, clicking more than once can help you achieve maximum marks as long as you do it carefully. Avoid clicking repeatedly, and make sure you leave small pauses between clicks if you believe the situation is becoming dangerous. Remember these techniques, they can make a real difference to your score. If you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe, and keep watching for more videos like this. We'll see you in the next one.